Laurel Mildred, on behalf of the California Association for Adult Day Services. We are here in strong support of the department's request for additional positions in the CBAS unit. We want to say that the survey work that's happening is absolutely essential to maintaining high quality in this program for over 32,000 seniors and persons with disabilities. But not only that, the Department of Aging CBAS unit functions in a really exemplary way. This program has been through many changes, as we know, and their philosophy is to do as much training and technical assistance as they can to help centers adopt all of these many changes, to adopt more person-centered care, and to assist them to bring them along, be a quality influencer so that the program prospers. And we really support the request. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next witness, please.
Yes, good evening, Madam Chair, Senator Monning. Joe Rodriguez, California State Long-Term Care Ombudsman, here in support of the Ombudsman Association's proposal to help rebuild the Long-Term Care Ombudsman program. We're struggling to serve almost 300,000 older adults and persons with disabilities in assisted living and nursing homes, and would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Madam Chair, distinguished committee, like you, I've listened today to some pretty gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching stories of basic survival, not unlike the many stories that I hear weekly and sometimes every day as an MSSP site director. The one thing that I want you to hear, as much as I'd love to change your hearts and minds through those emotional stories, this is, after all, a budget hearing, so let me leave you with one budget ask. When you look at the numbers, let me break it down to something very simple. We're asking for a little bit more than what we're getting right now per senior in our slots right now. That will allow us to increase and serve hopefully more people. So when you leave today, think of, for the price of what most of us would pay to fill up our gas tank, you could save one senior from going into the fate of facing what's sometimes called one of the world's worst places, which is a skilled nursing facility. So I encourage you to really restore MSSP funding. Thank you.
For the record, could you identify yourself?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Dr. Barbara Porter, Psych Director, MSSP, Contra Costa County.
Thank you so much. Next witness, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, Kathy Sunderling with the County Welfare Directors Association. CWDA is in support of a $3.6 million general fund augmentation for the Ombudsman program. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
I'm Rachel Tate. I'm representing the Los Angeles Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. I cannot stress to you what a cost-effective program we are. In fiscal year 2014 to 15, the Los Angeles program, with just over $1.1 million, was able to conduct 9,027 visits to nursing homes and assisted livings. We closed 10,220 cases, and our volunteers donated 14,597 hours.
Wow.
An ombudsman in Los Angeles County in the last year was able to help residents who were being charged $500 every time their assisted living facility called 911 for them. So that was in addition to their monthly fees and service fees. So we were able to assist them in getting their money back and getting the facility to change its policy. An ombudsman in Los Angeles County also exposed a nursing home that was over capacity and housing 3 additional residents in their conference room amongst their file cabinets and other conference room furniture. One of the men was very confused, was naked in front of his roommates in this makeshift room where there were no privacy curtains. We were able to contact a fire marshal, and the facility was cited, and the residents were provided with appropriate accommodations. And also in Los Angeles County, an ombudsman assisted a confused resident who was physically and verbally abused by a facility owner, and the abuse was caught on video. The ombudsman was able to notify family, provide consultation, referrals, and referrals to in-home services so that the family could move the individual home with proper support. The ombudsman collaborated with law enforcement, community care licensing, and the city attorney throughout the investigative process, and the facility is now closed. The license has been surrendered. But I cannot stress to you enough how much we are the voice for the voiceless, and this funding is imperative to continue our work.
Thank you so much. Appreciate those examples. Next witness, please.
Good evening. My name is Isaac Taggart. I'm with the San Francisco Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. in strong support of the Ombudsman funding request. In San Francisco, we have more than 150 long-term care facilities. This additional funding will allow us to increase visits to those facilities. Those are quarterly unannounced visits that allow us to address issues before they become costly ones that are in crisis. And we also address complaints in those facilities. These funds will allow us to increase our response to those complaints. Thank you. I urge your support.
Thank you very much. Next witness, 1 minute, please.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted me to wait.
That's you. No, don't wait for a minute. Talk for a minute.
I'm Cheryl Simcox. I'm with Ombudsman Services of Northern California. We are the third largest program area in the state. I like to really break things down because we really operate on resident-centered practice. This $3.6 million per resident only comes out to $12 per year per resident in California. What that means for my program is I could hire 4 additional staff persons, triple my volunteer corps, and triple the number of unannounced visits. It's vitally important. Please support it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rebecca Gonzalez, National Association of Social Workers California chapter. All of these proposals, of course, are deserving of funding. I was asked to come here today for the long-term care ombudsman program, which in the long run saves the state money by preventing more serious abuse. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Hi, I'm Susan Goodman-Goldstein. I work at IOA, and I'm a clinical supervisor in the MSSP program. I'm here to urge you to stabilize the MSSP program with your $4 million. In San Francisco County, where you're serving right now 446 clients, and statewide, it's over 12,000 individuals. And if you stabilize this, you're also going to be saving money because by keeping a client in MSSP, you lower the cost by 47% if you had to put them into a SNF. So please fund us properly.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, Bob Naylor representing 6 Beds, Inc. That is the small RCFEs, the most community-based and most family-like settings for seniors. We support the long-term care ombudsman request, but we oppose the idea of a $5 per bed tax. That would come on top of a massive increase in training requirements, an increase in insurance requirements, the minimum wage increases, and so on. For the first time in 2015, the number of small RCFEs has declined in California. That's after going up by hundreds each of the previous years. As you know, the population is expanding, and so we're afraid that this is going to become an avalanche, not just a trickle. That's a mixed metaphor, I guess. So please do not foist the tax on us, but we do think it's a worthwhile program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next witness.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members. Martha Guerrero, representing the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, and we are in support of the $5.4 million general fund request for the senior nutrition program. We provide congregate and home-based care for about 1 million of our seniors that are 60 years and over. It reduces isolation and provides them access to social services and supports when they need it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Melissa Flaherty from the Ombudsman Program in Stanislaus County, and we strongly support all of the groups. And I want to also indicate that this funding would help with our internal, and that we would be able to staff more folks, and this in turn would be able to train more volunteers. Currently, we have one-half person in our office, and what we want to be able to do is be able to answer the phone every single time someone calls. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next witness.
Good afternoon. I'm Carol Eccles. I'm site director at the City of Oakland MSSP program, and you have heard some very gut-wrenching stories here today. I don't want to add to that at the end of the day, but I want to tell you something that's on the positive level. As you know, next month will be Older Americans Month, and we celebrate that at the City of Oakland by having an afternoon activity that goes on in our plaza as well as at the City Hall. And a few years ago, we honored one of our oldest citizens and oldest members of the MSSP program, Andrew Hatch, who lived to be 117. He was a member of MSSP. He was able to die at home with his children and his family surrounding him, and that's the way everybody should go away from the earth and on to their heavenly home. I just want to say that a nursing home is not a home. It's a skilled nursing facility is a place to go and get some help so that you can go back home. And if it was a great place to live, we would not need ombudsman and other programs here. So, you know, basically we're asking you for $4 million to help me reach those people who are on my waiting list, which is over 100 applicants at this point. By restoring the funding to the $4 million and bringing us back to levels that happened when we all tightened our belts, when we were all, you know, besieged by our economic downturn. But, you know, we've made some strides and we've come back. Let us bring back those services that are needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Next witness.
Hi, I'm Teresa Ogan. I'm the supervisor with the MSSP program here in Sacramento, Yolo, and Placer counties. I really want to echo what everyone else has said, but a couple things that struck me today. One, when I look at the line for this section, we see professionals for the most part. And earlier in the day, we saw a lot of consumers of programs, people that were recipients of programs, and it was a reminder of who we serve. The people we serve can't be here today. Right. And so, you know, that's why this funding restoration is so important, because we are here, we're out there doing great work, and we're helping to coordinate many of these programs that are sitting up here today, making sure that our folks are connected to these programs that help to keep them in their homes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Hi, my name is Joan Wordlin. I'm a retired nurse, and I'm also vice chair of the Board of Directors of California Health Collaborative, and we have the contract for the MSSP program here in Sacramento, Yolo, and Placer counties. And I really agree with everything Teresa said. Obviously, we came together. But what I would like to say is that when you listen to these testimonies that are geared to budgets. I understand managed care and putting our MSSP clients into managed care on paper looks wonderful, but you cannot deal with an 80 or 90-year-old who has visual problems, hearing problems, may have some cognitive impairment by a telephone advice nurse. And that's what they get with managed care. And that nurse, as good as they are talking to the client on prescriptive medicine. And our clients can't deal with that. That's not where their mentality is. Most of them have no support. Their support is their MSSP nurse and their MSSP social worker, who they can call in the middle of the day when something is wrong and have a conversation, whose family or friends, if they're in the area, can call and say, Mom's acting a little different. Maybe somebody needs to check her. You don't get that. I've spent 37 years at UCD dealing with managed health care. I know what it's about. On paper, financially, fine, but MSSP is the lifeline. It's the safety net for these clients.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, Madam Chair, Darrell Kelch with the Area Agencies on Aging. First, let me add my support to the MSSP request and the Ombudsman, and obviously the Elder Economic Index, since we asked that it be on the agenda. But first, I want to paint a picture of a large number of seniors that wake up in the morning not knowing if they're going to get anything to eat that day. And they're individuals who have to make decisions about their rent, their medication, or whether they're going to buy food. And we heard that all day long about the people having to make these decisions. We are talking about primarily home-delivered meals. These are meals that go to the most needy and the frailest of our seniors. And we ask that you support the request of the additional money for nutrition. And in conclusion, you know, the Alzheimer Daycare Resource Center was a fabulous program. It was cut under Governor Schwarzenegger. I'd be happy to work with your staff to better understand that program if they would like.
Thank you so much. Final witness, please.
I know I'm back. I've come back up like a bad bowl of chili. But I don't think we want to go through a 7.5-hour hearing without someone acknowledging your terrific staffer. Teresa is a sharp learner, and she's good to work with, and there are so few of us in here we can clap. Thank you, Teresa.
How much did you pay him to come up here and say that about you? All right, and that's right, she did, and we want to echo that.
Madam Chair, can I just make one more comment, please?
As brief as you possibly can.
Absolutely. I just want to say that there were 5 other people here who had to leave.
I'm sure.
So just wanted to let you know.
We multiply people who stayed this late by 20, so that's fine. Okay, thank you very much to the panel. We appreciate your presentation. We're going to go back now. Senator Monning, I will entertain a motion on the budget change proposal, issue 3, for the additional CBAS staffing.
So moved.
Please call the roll.
Senator Mitchell?
Aye.
Senator Monning?
Aye.
Senator Stone?
That's out with a 2-0. I'll entertain a motion on issue 4, the budget change proposal for the information technology branch staffing.
So moved.
Call the roll.
Senator Mitchell?
Aye.
Senator Monning?
Aye.
Senator Stone?
That's out with a 2-0. We're going to move on to our last.
I'm just saying hi to somebody.
No problem. Our last item 4700, Community Services and Development. Are there any members of the public who intend to comment on item issue 1, 2, 3, and 4 under Community Services and Development? Any members of the public who intend to comment? Okay, so we will probably go ahead and take our votes on issues 2 and 4 as we get to them. We won't say them to the end. So let's start with the overview. We're on page 54 of the agenda. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Lene Stout, Director of the Department of Community Services and Development, and with me is Jason Wembley, the Chief Deputy Director. The agenda provides a very good description of the department's program, and in the interest of time, I will keep my overview brief. All of the funds administered by the department support programs and provide services for low-income Californians with the ultimate goal of providing a pathway out of poverty. A community-based approach to working with families living in poverty is important, and the department partners with a network of community-based nonprofit and local government agencies throughout the state dedicated to helping low-income people become self-sufficient, manage their home energy needs, and reside in housing free from the dangers of lead hazards. And because we know the importance of the Earned Income Tax Credit for working families struggling to get by, the department established a collaborative work group of public and private partners to increase awareness of the tax credit by providing outreach materials and resources to local agencies to ensure that eligible workers claim the EITC. The proposed budget provides the department approximately $335 million in total funds, which includes $252 million federal funds, $75 million in greenhouse gas reduction funding, and $7.5 million of general funds. CSD is the single state agency designated to administer 2 federal block grants from the Department of Health and Human Services, the Community Services Block Grant and the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, as well as funding from the Department of Energy for the Weatherization Assistance Program. In state fiscal year 14-15, the department received $75 million from the cap and trade auction proceeds to administer our low-income weatherization program, which provides rooftop solar systems, solar water heaters, energy efficiency measures on low-income single-family and multifamily homes in designated disadvantaged communities. The program is one of California's climate investments to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This year, we received $7.5 million in general funds to implement the Drought Emergency Assistance Program, which provides funding for supportive services, emergency assistance for low-income farm workers impacted by the drought. Funds were allocated to our migrant seasonal farm worker agencies in the 24 counties designated as drought impacted. both of those programs that I just talked about are in our budget change proposals that are part of the next part of our agenda.
Any questions you have, Senator Monning?
Just a quick observation, and I know you're respecting the time, but the lead-based paint hazard control program as well, I think we've been doing some work, the awareness of the Flint, Michigan lead in water. I think we have a more dispersed but potentially equally large risk in California of literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of buildings with lead-based paint posing ongoing risk, particularly to children and families. So I'm glad that's itemized here and just want to offer my support for that part of the work as well.
Agreed. I stepped away from this hearing earlier to attend Sub-4's discussion on the EITC, and your ear should have been burning, because as several of the members of the committee, myself included, talking about the need for additional resources to financially support the collaborations that they engaged in for outreach. They talked about perhaps it would be more appropriate that the funding come to you versus Franchise Tax Board, given the role that you've played in that area. So stay tuned, maybe. All right, let's move into LAO or Finance. Any comments on the overview? Thank you. Let's move into your budget change proposal on the Drought Emergency Assistance Program.
Okay, so the proposal is for another $7.5 million to continue our emergency and supportive services for the migrant and seasonal farm workers and individuals experiencing employment impacts due to the drought disaster. The funds will be used to provide support services such as rental and utility assistance, transportation, and job placement services, and will continue to collaborate with the temporary jobs program that the Department of Employment and Development is administering. During 15-16, we served approximately 4,813 households with an average benefit of $1,344.
Any questions?
I'll move that one at the appropriate time.
LAO Finance.
Madam Chair, members, we've reviewed this proposal and recommend its approval.
Excellent. I've heard a motion. Please call the roll.
Senator Mitchell?
Aye.
Senator Monning?
Aye.
Senator Stone?
That's out with a 2-0 vote. Budget change proposal, low-income weatherization program.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The department is requesting $75 million from the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund to continue low-income weatherization program energy efficiency and renewable energy services to low-income residential housing, with an emphasis on residential housing projects located within disadvantaged community areas. Under the proposed request, CSD would devote $70.3 million to the local assistance, funding the continuance of three main service components under LIWIP. Those components include an emphasis on single-family energy efficiency to improve the energy efficiency of single-family housing occupied by low-income families, single-family solar photovoltaic systems, which basically is providing rooftop solar on low-income housing owned and occupied by low-income homeowners, and then the large multifamily energy efficiency program that provides energy efficiency and solar improvements to multifamily buildings serving low-income families. The department will utilize the additional funding to expand contracting opportunities for potential service providers by soliciting organizations through a competitive bid process and to support the recruitment of organizations needed to optimize expenditure of GGRF funding in low-income communities. The balance of the $75 million, $4.7 million would be devoted to state operations.
And this is all Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund dollars, no general fund?
No.
Excellent. Any questions, comments? LAO.
Yes, Madam Chair, members. We concur with the staff recommendation to keep this item open. We note for the subcommittee that this proposal is currently being considered in the context of all of the governor's package of cap and trade related proposals in Senate Budget Sub 2.
Right. Finance. We'll hold this item open. Senator Monning, great. Issue budget change proposal, issue number 4, the performance management and accountability system.
The department is requesting position authority for 5 permanent positions to perform newly required federal mandates, which became effective October 1st. These mandates require annual monitoring of all local agencies and require the department to collect and analyze data and report the findings back to the Department of Health and Human Services as part of an enhanced system of accountability and performance management. The department is also responsible for coordinating and providing training and technical assistance to local agencies not meeting the standards. This proposal does not require any additional spending authority. We have enough within our current block grant. And overall, these standards will help to ensure that the local agencies are performing in the way that they need to be, as well as the state, because there's a state component as well.
Comments from LAO or Finance? LAO.
We recommend approval on a workload basis.
Thank you so much. I'll entertain a motion. Senator Monning, please call the roll.
Senator Mitchell?
Aye.
Senator Monning?
Aye.
Senator Stone?
That's out with a 2-0 vote. Last call for public comment on any of the items presented under Community Services and Development. They can never say I didn't ask twice, right? Thank you very much. I appreciate you bringing up the caboose for us.
Yep, not a problem.
With that, once again, we want to thank staff and the sergeants and all those who came to participate in today's hearing and today's sub-3 Finance and LAO goes without saying. We want to adjourn today's sub-3 hearing. Thank you.